Most restaurants focus on getting the first visit. A new customer walks in, they place an order, they enjoy the food, and then for many restaurants, the marketing stops there. But long-term growth does not come from a single visit. It comes from what happens next. Welcome back to Table Talk with CafeFuel. I'm your host, Brian Devine, and today we're breaking down how restaurants can build a clear customer journey that turns first-time diners into repeat customers. Let's start with a simple definition. The customer journey is the path someone takes from discovering your restaurant to becoming a repeat customer. For restaurants, that journey usually looks like this: discovery, first visit, customer experience, follow-up, repeat visit, and eventually loyalty. The problem is that many restaurants treat these stages as separate events. An ad brings someone in, the guest has a meal, maybe they get a receipt, and then nothing else happens. No follow-up, no reminder, no reason to return. That creates a gap, and that gap is where repeat business is often lost. Customer journey marketing closes that gap. It connects each stage so customers are not left to remember your restaurant on their own. Instead, your marketing guides them naturally from one step to the next. This matters because growth depends on more than acquisition. Getting a new customer is important, but getting that customer to return is where profitability improves. Repeat customers are more familiar with your brand. They are easier to reach, they are more likely to respond, and they often spend more over time. So why do many restaurants not manage the customer journey? One reason is that marketing often focuses only on attracting new people. More clicks, more views, more first-time visits. But after that first visit, there is no structured system. Another issue is disconnected campaigns. Social media, email, SMS, ads, and reviews may all be happening separately, but they are not always connected into one clear customer path. Missed follow-ups are another common problem. A customer visits once and never hears from the restaurant again. That does not mean they disliked the restaurant. It may simply mean they got busy and forgot. This is where AI can support customer journey marketing. AI helps restaurants understand where customers are in the journey. For example, it can identify a first-time customer. It can recognize a repeat guest. It can detect when someone has not returned in a while. Then AI can trigger the right message at the right stage. A first-time guest might receive a thank you message. A customer who has not visited recently might receive a re-engagement reminder. A loyal customer might receive recognition or a reward. AI also helps personalize communication. Instead of sending the same message to everyone, messages can reflect customer behavior. What they ordered, how often they visit, which offers they respond to. This makes communication more relevant and more effective. Timing is another important part of the journey. A message sent too early may be ignored. A message sent too late may miss the opportunity. AI can help identify when customers are most likely to respond. Now let's walk through the main customer journey stages. The first stage is discovery. This is where a customer finds your restaurant through Google, social media, ads, reviews, or word of mouth. At this stage, your goal is visibility and trust. The second stage is the first visit. This is where the actual customer experience matters most. Marketing may bring them in, but the experience determines whether they want to return. The third stage is post-visit follow-up. This is often the missing piece. A simple thank you message after a visit can keep your restaurant top of mind. It does not need to be complicated. It just needs to happen consistently. The fourth stage is the repeat visit. This is where reminders, relevant offers, and timely communication help bring customers back. The message should match the customer's behavior. Not every customer needs the same offer. The fifth stage is loyalty. At this point, the customer has returned multiple times. Now the focus becomes recognition, rewards, and ongoing engagement. Loyal customers should feel seen and valued. So how do you build a simple customer journey system? Start by mapping your current journey. How do customers discover you? What happens after their first visit? Do they receive any follow-up? Is there a process to bring them back? Next, identify the gaps. Where does communication stop? Where do customers drop off? Where are you relying on memory instead of systems? Then add key touch points, a welcome message, a post-visit follow-up, a re-engagement reminder, a loyalty message. These touch points create structure. Use AI to automate and personalize where possible. The goal is not to overwhelm customers. The goal is to make communication timely, relevant, and consistent. And finally, monitor and improve the journey over time. Look at repeat visit rates, message engagement, customer retention. These numbers show whether your journey is working. There are also a few mistakes to avoid. One is ignoring post-visit communication. If you only market before the visit, you miss the biggest opportunity for repeat business. Another mistake is overcomplicating the journey. You do not need dozens of automations to start. A few well-placed touch points can make a meaningful difference. Generic messaging is another issue. A first-time customer and a loyal regular should not always receive the same message. And finally, lack of consistency. A journey only works if the touch points happen reliably. So let's recap. The customer journey connects your marketing into a clear path. It helps move customers from discovery to first visit, from first visit to repeat visit, and from repeat visit to loyalty. AI supports this by tracking behavior, triggering messages, personalizing communication, and identifying gaps. When restaurants manage the journey intentionally, they create stronger relationships and more repeat business. Here are your 3 action steps. Step 1. Map out your current customer journey from first visit to repeat visit. Step 2. Identify one missing touch point, such as a thank you message or re-engagement reminder. Step 3. Download CafeFuel's free restaurant social media AI starter kit at https://cafefuel.rocks social kit to access tools and templates that support building customer journey marketing systems. Growth does not come from one visit. It comes from building a journey that brings customers back. Thanks for tuning in to Table Talk with CafeFuel. I'm Brian Devine. And until next time, stay consistent, stay strategic, and keep building journeys that turn first-time diners into regulars.